The forest of Eywa pulsed with color, as if it were alive. Every vine glowing faintly blue, every tree whispering with light. The night sky shimmered above, thick with drifting seeds that floated like slow-moving stars. In the center of it all, beneath the massive roots of the heart tree, a lion lay silent. His fur shimmered with streaks of silver and deep blue, and his eyes glowed like bioluminescent fire. His name was Rion, the last lion of Eywa. No one remembered how he came to be. Some said he was born from the same light that birthed the forest itself, a guardian shaped from energy and will. Others whispered that he was once human, bound to the forest by an ancient spirit. But those were only stories. What was real was his presence, powerful, sacred, and lonely. For centuries, Eywa had known balance. The trees breathed in harmony, the rivers sang, and the creatures danced in a rhythm older than words. But that peace had begun to fade. The skies grew darker, the ground cracked, and machines rumbled in the distance, the sound of humans returning. Ryan lifted his head as he felt it, the tremor in the soil. The humans were digging again, pulling the glowing stones from the ground, the lifeblood of the planet. He rose to his feet, the soft moss lighting under his paws with every step. His mane glowed faintly, reacting to the pulse of the earth beneath him. From the shadows, a figure approached, tall, slender, with skin the color of twilight and eyes like the sea. It was Nara, one of the forest people, the Navian kind who spoke with the spirits of the trees. She moved like the wind, silent but sure, and when she stopped beside the lion, she placed a hand on his mane. "They're here again," she said quietly. "The sky people. They come with fire this time." Ryan's breath came out as a low growl. He had seen fire before. It burned the trees and left scars that never healed. His kind had once been the protectors of this world, but now, only he remained. Nara looked into his glowing eyes. "The elders want to fight, but we are few." The lion turned his gaze to the distant horizon. Beyond the glowing forest, a faint orange light flickered. Fire, engines, greed. His claws pressed into the soil. The forest's energy surged through him, alive and ancient. "Then we do not wait," Nara whispered. "We act." Ryan moved forward, his body a living beam of blue light as he ran through the forest. Each step caused the ground to hum, the roots of trees shifting and twisting beneath him as if the entire jungle were responding to his call. Nara followed, leaping from vine to branch, her bow slung across her back. They reached the ridge overlooking the human camp. Massive machines glowed under artificial lights, cutting through trees like blades. The smell of fuel and metal choked the air. Ryan's fur bristled. His world was being bled dry. A sound of drilling thundered. Sparks flew as they tore through the earth's glowing veins, the sacred mineral the Na'vi called Airstone. Ryan's roar split the night. It wasn't just a sound, it was a force. The trees shook, the ground trembled, and the air itself shimmered. Humans turned in panic, flashlights whipping through the dark. "What the hell was that?" one shouted. Ryan leapt from the ridge, landing with a thunderous impact that sent dust and light scattering. His mane flared, blue fire rippling across his body as he let out another roar, one that echoed through the forest like thunder. Nara appeared behind him, arrow drawn. "Go back to your sky!" she shouted, voice fierce. The soldiers opened fire. Blue sparks flew as the bullets struck Ryan's fur, each impact creating a burst of energy that dissolved harmlessly into light. He lunged, his movement faster than sight, striking machines and scattering soldiers. Metal twisted, lights shattered, and alarms blared. But for every machine he destroyed, more arrived. Ships descended from above, roaring engines lighting the forest in flames. Nara shouted something, but her voice was drowned by the chaos. A blast from one of the ships tore through the trees, sending debris flying. She was thrown back, crashing against a root. Ryan turned sharply, leaping to her side. His massive body shielded her from another wave of fire. His mane flickered, dimming slightly as he absorbed the impact. Nara's voice trembled. "They'll destroy everything. The forest, the river." Ryan looked toward the heart tree. It was glowing brightly, almost trembling. The forest itself was responding to the attack. He could feel the pain in the ground, the cries of the roots, the sorrow of the air. He nudged Nara with his muzzle, urging her to rise. "The forest will not fall," her voice broke, "not while you still stand." She reached into her pouch, pulling out a small shard, a fragment of Eywa stone. It glowed in her hand, pulsing with life. She placed it against Ryan's chest. The stone dissolved into his fur, spreading light through his body like veins of energy. His eyes burned brighter. The roar that followed shook the night sky. It wasn't anger this time, it was something deeper, a promise. Vines shot from the ground, wrapping around machines. Trees bent and shattered metal. The ground opened beneath the human drills, swallowing them whole. The forest fought back, alive and furious. From the air, the soldiers could only watch in terror as the jungle itself turned against them. And in the middle of it all stood the lion, glowing, divine, unstoppable. Ryan's movements blurred into streaks of light as he tore through the fire, protecting Nara and the sacred heart tree. But for every victory, there was loss. Explosions ripped through the air, and the ancient canopy burned in orange flame. As dawn approached, the forest lay wounded. But the damage was deep. Smoke rose through the glowing leaves, and the air carried the scent of loss. Nara knelt beside Ryan, touching his mane. "You saved us," she whispered, tears glowing faintly blue as they fell. Ryan's breath came slow, heavy. His glowing fur dimmed slightly, and he lowered his head to the earth. Beneath his paws, the heart tree pulsed once. A soft, steady heartbeat. Nara looked up toward the rising light. "They'll come again," she murmured, "with more fire." The lion's eyes flickered open, and for a moment the forest reflected within them. Endless, alive, eternal. He rose, even with the weight of exhaustion pressing down on him. His gaze turned toward the mountains, where the sky shimmered faintly with energy. There, beyond the clouds, lay the floating lands, the sacred peaks where the spirit of Eywa slept. Nara followed his gaze and nodded slowly. "You mean to wake it?" Ryan's mane glowed brighter in response. The journey would be long, and the cost heavy. But deep inside him, beneath fur and light and ancient power, something stirred. Not anger, not vengeance, but faith. The forest had given him life. Now he would give it back. The seeds of light drifted gently through the air once more, and as the wind passed through the trees, it carried a soft whisper, a song older than the stars. Ryan looked toward the dawn. His shadow stretched long across the glowing roots, the forest lighting up in his wake as he began to walk toward destiny. The Lion of Eywa had awakened. The sun rose slowly over Eywa, its pale blue light spreading across the endless expanse of floating mountains and glowing rivers. The forest below shimmered like a sea of light, healing itself after the night's devastation. Ryan moved through the mist, each step heavy but determined. His fur had dulled after the battle, the once radiant glow now faint, but his eyes still burned with fierce purpose. Nara followed behind, wounded but unwavering. The scent of burned wood and iron lingered, but the forest whispered hope through the soft hum of energy that still pulsed in the ground. The elders had spoken of the spirit of Eywa, an ancient consciousness said to sleep deep within the floating lands. It was the origin of all life and balance. If awakened, it could restore the planet or destroy it entirely. Ryan stopped near a stream that glowed turquoise under the morning light. He lowered his head to drink, but when his reflection met his eyes, he saw not a lion, but a being of light. His mane rippled with subtle energy, forming patterns like the roots of the heart tree. He blinked once, and the image changed again. The lion fading into a silhouette of a man. Nara noticed his pause. "You see it too," she said quietly. "The spirit inside you. It's not only lion." He looked up, meeting her gaze. For a brief moment, their connection transcended words. A silent understanding that something inside Ryan was ancient. Nara's eyes widened. "How did they—" "They track the energy," Ryan growled, lowering his stance. His fur bristled, mane lighting up again with electric blue fire. Missiles streaked toward them, and the sky exploded. The floating island shook violently, chunks of rock falling away. Ryan leapt, shielding Nara from the blast. The shockwave sent them both tumbling toward the edge. He dug his claws into the rock, catching them both just in time. But above, metal figures descended on jet platforms, armored soldiers, their visors reflecting the glow of the sacred land. One stepped forward, voice amplified through a helmet. "We meet again, beast. You think you can stop progress?" Ryan's eyes narrowed, glowing fiercely. "You call it progress," Nara shouted back, "but all you've brought is death." The soldier laughed coldly. "Death is what builds new worlds." He raised his weapon, but before he could fire, the ground beneath him erupted. Roots of glowing light shot upward, wrapping around his legs and pulling him into the air. The floating island came alive, as if it too had chosen to fight. Ryan roared, leaping into the chaos. His body blazed with energy, each strike sending shockwaves of blue fire through metal. Machines cracked and burst apart as the forest's power surged through him. Nara fired arrows that glowed with light, each one guided by the forest's will. Together, they fought like two forces of nature, one born of spirit, the other of heart. But the humans had numbers, and worse, they had brought something new. From one of the ships, a massive mech descended, its armor black and sleek, its chest glowing with stolen Irastone energy. The pilot's voice echoed over the battlefield. "You've caused enough damage, animal. Let's finish this." Ryan faced the towering machine. For a moment, the world fell silent. The glow of his mane dimmed, replaced by a deep hum that vibrated through the air. The mech aimed its cannon, a pulse of artificial blue energy charged, mirroring the power of Eywa itself. Nara screamed, "Ryan, no!" as the cannon fired. The beam struck him full force. The explosion tore through the air, lighting the sky in blinding blue. The impact sent waves of energy rippling across the island, fracturing the land beneath them. When the light faded, Ryan was gone. Only ashes and faint trails of blue dust remained in the air. Nara fell to her knees, tears glowing as they hit the ground. "No, please, not like this." The pilot laughed. "Your god is gone. Your world dies with him." But as he turned, something stirred. The ashes that had scattered began to glow, softly at first, then brighter, until the entire battlefield shimmered with blue fire. From the dust, a roar rose, deeper, louder, endless. The air itself trembled as Ryan's shape began to reform, but not as before. His body was now pure energy, shaped by light and spirit, no longer bound by flesh. His mane was flame and sky, his eyes twin stars. Years passed, and Eywa thrived once more. The scars of war faded, replaced by new growth that shimmered with colors unseen before. The rivers flowed brighter, the sky danced with auroras, and every living thing carried within it a spark of blue light, the legacy of the Lion of Avatar. Nara became the guardian of the heart tree, her hair streaked with faint luminescent strands from years spent among the spirits. Yet whenever she stood under the glowing canopy at night, she could still feel him. The quiet pulse of Ryan's presence in the wind, in the earth, in the rhythm of every heartbeat. Children of the forest would sit around the sacred fire, listening as the elders spoke of the great lion who gave his life so that theirs could continue. They called him Ryan the Eternal, the lion who roared against the fire of the skies and became one with the soul of the planet. But to Nara, he was more than legend. He was hope, the reminder that even in a world torn apart by greed and destruction, courage and sacrifice could still awaken light from darkness. On clear nights, when the stars aligned over the floating mountains, a constellation would shimmer brighter than all the rest. The shape of a lion's mane spread across the heavens, its eyes glowing faintly blue. And in those moments, as the forest sang in harmony, every living soul of Iron knew one truth. The Lion of Avatar never truly died. He simply became everything worth saving.